Hello guys. It's been a while. I promise that I'll go live again. How is your Super Sunday so far? I'm live on TikTok and also on YouTube. So I'm going to do maybe an hour or 2 hour live, if 3, if I still have the strength. So yeah. So if it happens that you miss live here, you can also go on YouTube and watch the entire thing there. I'm just doing this for a backup in case next time. Okay, I'm reading the comments. In case next time you guys want to rewatch the type of stuff that we are talking about. And today I also decided to use ring lights because of last time when I was doing live, I was using the laptop and I put both phones on the laptop. So on YouTube, they complained about audio. You know, in the light here, I'm using the studio light on the background so that I can get that quality because it's the first time, going live at night. I'm still new to this thing, but we live and learn. Let me position myself that I am using both phones. All right, I think it's good this way. So I'll be joined by my beautiful sister Neno. She is doing yoga. So she wants to talk about yoga. Okay, she's requesting. There she is. So we will be talking about yoga and she will tell us who she is. She's joining. I'm drinking my warm water here and lemon. Hello, Neno. I am good. Yeah, it's been a minute. Your let me check. Maybe it's my volume. You sound a bit far from your mic.
Chances are that is the truth because I have my phone on a stand.
Oh, okay.
Is it better now?
Much better.
Great.
How is your
How is your
Super Sunday so far?
Oh, my Sunday was emotional, ZECHARIAH.
Oh,
I've been going through emotional purging,
okay.
whereby you have to look into self and trace how far you've come.
Yeah.
And then when you realize that it hasn't been easy, you turn to become emotional. And I think, like you always say, the healer needs healing too.
Yeah, that's true.
I do classify as a healer, but there's still work to be done on myself, And the process really, it's heart shifting. And it would be so ignorant of me to think when a person comes through seeking answers or trying to find better ways of relating to their life, how do we then go about it without having gone through the process that individuals go through? So yeah, man, I've had a roller coaster worth of a weekend,
Okay.
but I feel better now.
Oh no, that's good. What was the problem? What was the cause? Because there is something which is always trigger those emotions.
I think my childhood trauma. I was closing off the cycle of my childhood trauma.
Okay.
Literally got a friend call me. This is a friend who's been a sister. And we were just talking about a reunion I had in May and how that reunion somewhat had triggered some parts of the healing process that I was undergoing, and how she's still not, in the right place in terms of having forgiven the people that have hurt her.
Okay.
And we have a offender who is a common person for the both of us.
Oh.
And I was telling her that I met this person, and with the excitement and the reason why I so wanted to go to the reunion was simply because I wanted to look in this person's eyes, and I then realized that it was not worth a fight,
Oh, okay.
but instead worth us having to sit down and understand each other. And because already now I've been on my journey for at least the past 13 years, I realized that this person that is the offender had to do some healing themselves. So that's what also gave me forgiveness and gave me the right of way to say, it's okay, it's okay for someone to have wronged you and for you to forgive them, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you also understand they did what they did out of their own pain and suffering. And I figured that this person was still suffering till this day.
Yeah, had people.
Yeah. So I was telling her that I'm like, hey, you out here talking about how she did us wrong and this and that. And I made an example about the light. I said, look at it this way. In summertime, when the light is up outside, the
Okay.
insects that come out summertime, they normally gather around that light. But some of those insects, they get to die, you
Yep.
know. Some of those insects, they get to only come once and they never make it back. So look at your life as that. Because she was complaining about how she was stolen from. And I said to her, but if you're complaining about being stolen from, who had something that someone could steal? She's like, me. I'm like, so exactly, you had the money, so the money had to be stolen from you. But we didn't look at it that way then, compared to how we see things now. And it's only fair for us to grow and mature and actually concur and understand that we all have different behaviors, not by choice most of the time.
Yeah.
We are mirroring what we have seen done in the household, done in the community, done unto us even.
Yeah.
So
No.
yeah, man, it was a very awakening moment for me, and I'm just happy that I took the time to go on my journey this far.
No. No. That's bit deep, because when you have to look at the person who did you wrong in the eyes and you see no remorse from that person, and you have to go home not getting exactly what you were there for, but you are also getting something out of the visit, because you saw the person in a different frame, that this person is still broken and this person need healing. And for me to go there and searching for something that that person doesn't have, it's just a problem, because sometimes you're right. Sometimes we searching for healing from people who haven't healed yet, and they cannot give you that healing, and that's why it becomes a problem. And if you don't see it in that way, it becomes a problem, because you keep on searching for something that you're not going to get from the person, and you don't heal because of, yeah. So how is the friend doing?
Um, Look, I personally feel that most of my circle, right, the friend group that I had growing up, most of them have decided to resort to alcohol and other substances to help them cope.
To numb the pain, okay.
So I'm aware that a lot of people are coping, and it's not necessarily that it's wrong for them to do that. For now, that's what they prefer to do till they get to the point where they fully accept and embody the higher self of who they are. Then only they can actually raise a hand to say, you know what, Nano, I need help, or go to a church or seek whatever spiritual person that has tried the spiritual journey thing, or even the healing process, going to therapy, talking about the things that trouble you.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's not just the offender that I picked up areas where, we still need to revisit. I've learned that even with the friend that called me today, I somewhat evaluated our relationship and I thought to myself, as long as you still view her as the one that did you wrong, then that means you yourself, you need some sort of healing. It's
Yeah.
a two-way street.
Yeah, because you have to take responsibility too.
Yeah.
Then once you take responsibility, that's when the healing starts. And sometimes you don't forgive people so that you guys can have that peace, you guys can be friends again. Sometimes you forgive people so that you can free yourself and you can grow, because if you are this person and you are holding those grudges and you are holding that pain destroy you. And sometimes we worry much about people who did us wrong, not even knowing where those people are. It's Sunday. The person might be turning it up, might be vibing, having good time of their lives. We're now on the other side, you are still holding back on what the person did to you. And it destroys you, not knowing that the person is just exhaling without even dealing with what they did wrong to you. So it's always important to do the work, to start fixing, those broken pieces in your life, and start working on, the best version of you. Because of the more you are diving deep into the things which happened in the past without, focusing on the present, it's the biggest problem. Because of we always worry a lot about the past and also the future, and we forget that this Sunday, it has its own problems that we need to deal with. And we are robbing ourselves, that space or that moment of happiness. I always say, don't let anybody steal your joy, because of you are responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your peace. And peace is priceless. There is no price tag when it comes to peace. Even those who are wealthy will tell you that sometimes they just want to have peace. That's why they go somewhere to just to detox and outside the noise, the city and everything, whereby they can find themselves. That know thyself thing, it works a lot. And healing, it's about conquering yourself, conquering the things that you're dealing with, all your flaws, because we are humans. We all have flaws, and we all have problems, and we all have departments which we need to fix. But if you don't sit down and look deep into the things that you need to fix, that becomes a problem, and that becomes something which is holding you back. No, I just love what you said, because you are describing exactly the roots of healing, the true definition of healing. Most of the time people numb the pain, they're using substances, and they just want to forget about what happened. If you don't deal with it, it will never go away. You just have to face it and deal with it. It doesn't matter how long it will take, but focus and work on it, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. And finally, you'll be in a space whereby you will do what you just said. Sometimes you need to clap hands for yourself. Sometimes you need to be proud of what you have become. You need to be proud of the battles that you fought. You need to just be proud of yourself, because no one will clap hands for you, no one will speak on your behalf. So I'm having warm water here and lemon for my voice, because today I had one of those days.
Were you screaming?
I had to. I slept, man. I slept for hours. I wanted to take a power nap, because I thought I would go live during the day. But
Yeah.
it was one of those days whereby it was so heavy. As you saw the bracelet that I put there, while I'm doing the spring cleaning, because I was saying I have a lot of books and I'm not reading all the books. So I wanted to get rid of some of the stuff. Then I saw that bracelet. I remembered that I bought it years ago. So, but it was just heavy, and I decided to go to sleep, not knowing that obviously it was my time to go to sleep so that certain stuff can be revealed to me. So, but I'm super excited. I'm energetic now, because of, we are one of those people who go to sleep and you get answers, for questions that you've been, searching or seeking. So I'm super excited now. I got energy. I can talk. And I know you want to talk about spirituality, you want to talk about a lot of stuff, you want to talk about hiking, and I know that you have a hiking trip which you are working on. But feel free, man. Tell us about it, or maybe we can just easily ask, who is Neno? Because now I know you. We chat all the time on the other group, but people who are watching on YouTube and also on TikTok, they don't know who is this beautiful lady.
Well, who is Nano? Sometimes I get overwhelmed with the character and also the characteristics that I've been blessed with.
Okay.
Um, it would be so dumb of me to not even acknowledge the fact that more than being human, I'm a spiritual being. And when you speak about sleeping, some of us, we don't sleep, we just transcend.
Yeah.
Literally, we move from this realm to the other unseen realm that, other people think they don't have control over. And sometimes they forget what was happening when they get into this awakened life. But yeah, man, you having mentioned that you had to rest and your rest was meant for you to have answers says a lot to me about the walk in this life that I've been having. I've always been a person that dreamt from a young age.
Okay.
And I used to tell my grandmother my dreams, and my grandmother would always tell me that she's praying over the dream, putting it covering it with the black cloth, shoving it in a very dark hole that it can never return, and little did I know that I was spiritually gifted. It so happened that in the year 2011, I was meant to go to school, and my mom couldn't pay for my schooling. And the only amount of money that was needed was just 800, guys. And
Okay.
then I learned that I didn't want to stay home because I was already a dropout from grade 11. And also, I had repeated grade 10. So when I looked at the years, I was like, yo, lady, I cannot afford a gap year. And again, I give a radio because I've always been into radio.
Okay.
So, but mom said to me she could not take me to school. That's when yoga came about.
Okay.
I searched for a bursary, and then the bursary was at Maharishi Institute, which is based in Marshalltown. Now they are occupying the Anglo-American building in Marshalltown. They had that building donated to them. So also, if there's anyone who's interested in studying business management, accounting, just doing any degree in that sense, Kupalili Toleng Maharishi Invincibility Institution, they offer bursaries to cover for your studies for the 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and most people that graduate from there, they're able to go overseas and work there. It's internationally accredited.
Okay.
So yeah, I got the luck of being part of that school, and the curriculum was you needed to do yoga and meditation as foundation base, and that's how I got introduced to this yoga thing.
Okay.
I did very well, and I just fell in love. But because I came from a broken home, my mom then influenced me to say, no, it's something that will get you into government. Go do your social work or something. It'll get you government.
Okay.
I then dropped out from Maharishi and I moved on to UJ,
Okay.
Kingsway. And when I got there, I decided social work for now, it was kind of a bit of a low because it was not really intriguing. I decided to study psychology because I wanted to know how the brain works.
Okay.
And I could only be there for a while, which was precisely a year. And then I had to drop out because the promise that was made in getting me out of that previous school was that my mom was going to cover the fees. But when I got to the UJ now there's stories. So now I'm meant to drop out again. So I dropped out. and I started working.
Okay.
Fast forward 2015. So from 20, let me say 2013, and this is after I have a baby, right?
Oh, okay.
I can't do this. And then be complaining. I need to do something. So I started working under telecommunications in different companies. I did everything telecommunication related, from cold calling, call center, to being a sales rep. I've been a customer care consultant. I've been a broker, an insurance broker.
Okay.
I've sold insurance from long term to short term. But the nicest thing about all of this is I used to resign. So nakitolula 3 months ago, when I'm supposed to get the permanency contract, I would feel like I can't do this.
Okay.
And
What was the
that's when
what was the reason, if I may ask? Because sorry to interrupt. What was the reason?
I think I was not satisfied.
Oh.
I promise you, I felt like I'm wasting time. I felt like I was overworking.
Okay.
I felt like, I don't know, there was just a whole lot that would tell me now to say, you know what, resign.
Oh,
Get
okay.
another job.
Yeah, I know a few people
And I
who.
just resigned till I got tired of resigning. So 2015, I'm like, you know what? At that time, I'm working for MultiChoice. Listen.
Oh.
And I'm like, I was told MultiChoice is gonna give me bigger dreams and this. But I'm still not satisfied. So then I joined the gym. Joining the gym, I found out that they didn't have anything that I could feel.
Okay.
So Kabeki complained, I gotta give it to cancel my membership. And then that's when the manager said, no, we can't afford to lose you as a client. How well do you know this yoga thing? And then I decided to say I can't. And in me having said that, that's when my career took off.
Oh, okay.
They gave me a slot, and I stood in front of the audience for the first time, and it was magic. After that class, I felt like I could do that for the rest of my life as a yoga teacher.
Oh, okay.
The grace was they didn't frame to say about 5 6 months maybe. They just said to me, do this thing for us, we will pay you instead of you paying a membership, and then when now you'll get yourself accredited kanako. I said, cool.
Okay.
And kaboom, today I have my own business that is yoga orientated thanks to Gym Company.
Wow. No, that's a journey. That's what we call a journey. And you finally found your, we cannot say true calling, but you finally found something which fill that void, whereby you feel fulfilled and you're happy doing it, and you can feel like maybe you're not even working. So I understand why to other jobs you were working and you will just easily resign, you work easily resign, because of that wasn't actually, filling that void whereby you can feel, freedom is everything. If you are in a space whereby you have freedom, you feel free, you're happy, you're excited, you can do what you want to do, it makes you want to produce more, it makes you want to, do more. No, I get it. So now you are running your business.
Yes, so now I have a fully registered business. It's called Nano Squad Wellness.
Okay.
It focuses on wellness as a whole. At the moment, the only divisions that are active, it is the yoga part. So there's a yoga department, there's a fitness department,
Okay.
and then there's a team building department. And I operate on these mainly to corporate companies, whereby I go out to the corporate and I offer them my services by refreshing the employees under employee wellness.
Okay.
So I figured in my years of working, I wasn't happy. And for the fact that I used to sit more than 4 hours on a chair before I could take a tea break, before I could take a lunch break, I realized that's another reason why I wanted to resign. So I then built a program around making sure people that go to work and sit long hours, they have the benefit, because companies can afford them that, to say, under employee wellness, somebody can come and give you training for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time, even if it's just for you to stand up. Okay.
It was breaking where you said people who sit for hours, they have a benefit, and
So yeah, I then designed a model, a program around going into companies and just refreshing these people that would sit for long hours,
Okay.
And also, I think it somewhat helps these companies realize the wellness of their employees is way important than getting the job done. Because without these employees, the job can never be done, the target will never be met. And there's no point in having people work, but not feel like there's anything being given back to them except for the salary.
Okay.
Because other people, they work a job, and after the job, they have to go to the gym afterwards, and they
Yes.
pay a different fee from the salary you pay them.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
and it's quite strenuous because a lot of people don't really make a lot to afford, the well-known gyms. Their
Yes.
memberships, guys,
It's crazy. It's
they're
crazy.
quite steep, so not everyone can afford. Yeah. So that's how my business came about, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna help those that are still in the corporate companies. And yeah, man, with the model that I've had, I then had to register my business. I registered 2019.
Okay.
And then my spiritual journey started. Then my business had to pause.
Oh.
So as we now, I would say my business is fairly my 8 months into the corporate, where different companies are exploring my services and they are happy with what I get to offer.
Okay.
And also the people that I am offering these services to, they're receiving it very well, because it really does being their workspace, or without them having to take time off of work. Because I go to their company premises and we do what we need to do right there at the premises.
Oh, no, that's great, because if you bring the service to them and also you're saving them time, instead of them waking, knocking off, and stressing about going to the gym and also do time at the gym. No, that's great, and that's a great way of doing things.
Money, membership. They don't have to pay for gym membership because the company pays for the employee wellness program that I would offer.
Oh, okay.
So it's also just giving back to, yeah, it's just giving back to the people to say, you don't have to go through all of that.
Yeah. The water.
So yeah, that's what I do on day. Currently, I've noticed also, I think this is an inspiration, having gone enough with regards to different environments, meeting different people from different walks of life,
Yeah.
and also realizing that there are programs that we have put in place. If you are they call us, right? And there's a lot of things that you can do in terms of recovery. But after you recover from that substance, what do you then do? When you've got nothing to do, your body becomes very needy to have activity. And then when there's no activity, there's a very high chance that you can relapse and go back to what you were doing before.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's when now the program also got inspired to actually say, you know what, we need to do something. And you said something about conquering yourself. I've got a concept called Conquer You,
Okay.
which speaks about and enhancing productivity, human capacity development. We're using sports, arts, recreation, social focus, working on your personal growth, and also your, like, we do analysis on your capabilities. If you are a bookworm, we cater for you according to how strong you are academically. If you are a creative, we cater for you based off of your creativeness, because we believe that everybody has a capability and we are all strong in our own different ways.
That's true.
So just because we're not it doesn't mean you cannot create something with your hands. And you're still valid. You are still important in the community. You are still relevant. There's actually a high demand and a need for you, the one that works with their hands.
That's true. Oh, you're doing a great job. Oof.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are doing a great job.
So yeah, with the spiritual walk, there's a lot of us that have trauma, and we are encouraged to go to therapy to talk about trauma and the things that make us cry and the things that get us depressed and stressed, but we don't necessarily have activities to release the trauma that would be stored in the body.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's where yoga comes. That's where hiking comes in. Most of us, we live in the city.
That's true. Yeah.
When last did we see a tree and sat under it? Just to sit under a tree and enjoy the shade. We don't do that anymore.
We do that mostly when we go in the rural areas. When we're in the city, we don't do that a lot.
It's out of complaining, hey, man.
Yeah.
Let me stand under the tree.
So that's true.
I don't want to
Yeah.
sit back. When
Yeah.
I go back to Joburg, I still want to maintain my complexion.
And you know, the human body keep the score. The human body, as you're saying, the more we deal with a lot of stuff and we don't release those things, you know, a human body has that memory and stuff like that, in a way that if you don't release those emotions, later on they become a problem. And that's the reason why you see people doing yoga, people doing, you know, the self-healing, people doing the meditation, is because of they want to shut down the noise and they want to release those emotions, whereby, you know, they can tap into the oneself, whereby they can think better, they can do better. Like hiking, I remember when I was on Table Mountain, I met this lady. She said she preferred to do it alone in most cases, simply because of all the things that she's dealing with. You know, she can easily walk and think about everything. Every step counts. But she said there is moments whereby she will do it with the family, whereby they're doing it as a group, whereby they go to Table Mountain. You know, I think she said she's doing it once a week. You know, and hiking, it helps a lot because of you are far away from, you know, the day-to-day, you know, challenges that you're dealing with. You're putting yourself in a different space whereby, you know, it's just quiet, you're just connecting with nature, and it just become that healing thing that you can easily do. So yeah, I do hiking a lot. I do hiking a lot, and the more I hike is the more, you know, I feel good because of, you know, the journey. Others will complain about the toughness of the journey, but if you take your time, you know, and you finally conquer that, and you know, you get into a great space whereby you become proud of yourself for taking, you know, a hiking trip, or maybe just sitting under the tree, or just, you know, going somewhere at the park and just chilling, you know, by yourself. It helps a lot. We
So there's a child in everyone.
Okay.
Regardless of how old you are and how matured you want to look and how serious you are with this life thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's child that needs nurturing. There's a child that needs love, regardless of you being aware
Yeah.
of the things you miss as a child. But the last time I went hiking, I remember I got to understand the reason I'm tense now as an adult is because even back in the day when I was having to walk Gomahai from one point to the next, we were doing hiking, but it was not labeled as hiking.
Yes.
We had to go fetch water at the river at some point, right? And all of that, we found it as so strangeness. But now we are doing all of those things to actually reinforce calmness and reinforce peace and bring about joy and let go of our stresses. So I've learned nothing in this world happens to us without happening for us.
Yeah.
The dreams that we turn to forget when we get busy with this life, trying to make money, trying to become great, trying to become successful, trying to attain possessions, we forget the minor things. And I will call them minor because a person will never take a walk as something liberating. They'll never take a walk as something spiritual. They'll never take a walk as something to refresh the mind. They'll never take a walk as something that helps you release the things that keep you stagnant.
That's true. Because
all we want to do is store. It's like we are loading this memory stick without giving it a break. We do not delete.
yeah.
And how does that for you? And it actually does it in a much better way than you could ever have in having to speak to a human being to say, Zechariah, I'm going through 789. Sometimes you just taking that walk and realizing, as a child you had dreams when you were walking in the bundus, so we say. You actually become excited and now your dreams are awakened. Now you have more drive to wake up tomorrow going to work, to say, wait again, I'm going to work smart and I'm going to continue game servicing because I'm going to get a benefit of such and such and such after I've worked because in a result. But most of us, we are just out here working because we don't want to deal with the voice that keeps telling you, but do you remember as a child you wanted to drive an aeroplane?
Yeah.
And now because you're not driving an aeroplane, you feel like, you can't be dreaming about the aeroplane. I think you've got a job. Be grateful for that. And that's you shutting down your inner child. You are invalidating your inner child's dreams. And if you do that and you listen to your inner voice that says, Kana, I remember Kitamaya Kompumalanga Pushback Richi, Kamo Kai Kai, Kabeki Kupulori, now I want to stand in front of people and become a speaker. That will give you the drive to want to become the best speaker because that child will come with the creativity that was inspired from a young age. And that's how you're going to find your true self that will be fulfilled. You will be able to do the things that you wanted to do as a child in your adulthood.
That's true. And if you can take a look right now, they have what they call billionaires walk, like whereby you see, the billionaires. It's happening a lot in USA now, whereby you just see them walking, and it's not just a walk. When they're busy walking, they are strategizing and they're discussing certain stuff, and also we wait until people who deal with fitness and awareness, when they start telling us that walking is important, that's when we start looking into these things. And other people, they get paid for walking, so that the more they're walking, there is times which is counted there, and they get paid for the distance that they're walking works a lot. And if you can pay attention to all the things that we are doing right now, they just have new names, like hiking, like doing this, but they've been there already. So our elders knew the importance of these things, and that's why they were doing them a lot. And if you can take a look at those guys, man, they were very calm. They were not like the way we are right now, whereby we are so irritated by smaller things and we always want to, they were taking their time because of they were always grounded. And they can easily tell you what time is it without even looking at time, because of they pay attention to every little thing. They can tell you if they see the shade or the muriti this side, they will tell you that now is this time of the day. So they were very, very, very smart because of they connected with nature and they understood why certain things were happening during those times. And I'm happy because of you bringing that one up. Walking is very much important. And also, remember, I am actually new also on the platform, and that's why I just always want to give you time whereby you can talk, because it's about you, and I will always pay attention. I'll always listen to you so that we can get it balanced. Because if I talk and you talk, I'm talkative. I have to balance.
There's no way, Zachariah. When you might be new on this TikTok thing, but you're not new on the spiritual awakening, right?
That's true.
And I think that's drawn to you, right? All that I want for us to bring as awareness, it's not necessarily the different spiritual techniques that we are embarking on in bringing this awareness, but I do believe that everything is integrated and everything is one.
Yeah.
So I deal more on the physical body of a human being to say, what is body inflammation? When a person starts gaining weight and they don't understand where the weight is coming from, it could be that they are stressed. But
Okay.
because they have a job, they are not even aware that they are stressed. They come back, they eat, they do that, they do that. But the diet that they are putting in their mouth causes their body to store up and not necessarily for them and their metabolism to be functional on a daily. In their busy life and busy schedules, a person can miss the appointment of the bathroom.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe 2 days, right? And they just feel it's normal. But it's not normal because your metabolism shouldn't be running properly. Every single morning you have to go pay your debt.
Yeah.
But the diet we are eating, the kind of meat we are processing, it's not meant for our immune system. But we don't know those things. For like our bodies to digest, say for instance, red meat, that red meat has to be processed in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It has cooked in a certain way. But now we are using gas to prepare our food. Even the food we are eating, it's food that has certain chemicals because the breeding of this thing, it's in high demand now. So we just enhance everything because technology allows us again. So
Yeah.
with that being said, there's a lot that the body does not deserve, and we continue to do it to the body. But because we are how do I say it? We are immortal, right? We don't die. The body just tires. It tires from all this that we keep putting in it. And when you go back to the Bible, you also see people lived when 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, 1,000 years.
Yeah, they did.
Those things are true. How are they true? Rona, we are just making our lifespan very little. Because why? Of the consumption that we are doing to our bodies. We are straining the body, and the body can only function at the harshness that we keep imposing on it for as long as it can. And that's why the longest lived person would be like 105.
Yeah.
In our now, because now my great grandpa, he passed on when he was, I think, 104, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But when I check the way he eats, the way he consumes his food, it then gave me an understanding that food is very important.
Very.
Movement every single day, it's very important.
Yeah.
Your body it's a moving vessel. I could say our bodies are like trees. The more you put the manure, because obviously we are eating cow dung. I care for the ground to be fertilized.
Yeah, yeah.
Cow dung. And then after you fertilize that, with every food you eat, you have to keep watering yourself. You grow up to be this person till you get to a point where you don't grow anymore in height or in weight. You only grow mentally, which is just going to be the experience. So we can say we are trees, but we are moving trees.
Yeah,
The
if you
only thing is the pruning of the branches. And you know, with the tree, you prune the branches, it gives you more fruit. And then you wait for next season. Those branches grow, and then now it gives you more fruit. Rona as that, we do not want that. And that's because we do not understand our nature as people. And nature has become the opposite of our preference. So that's why it's important for us to go back to basics and get in touch with things that will give us answers as to why the dysfunctionality, why the stress, why the dis-ease. Because disease is not a sickness. Disease is simply you being disabled from having ease.
Yep.
When your metabolism is not working properly, it could be considered a disease because there's dis-ease. There's no more ease there.
Yeah.
You don't toilet normally. You don't toilet with ease. So
Yeah.
even the words we use on a daily, we need to be able to like learn more about them and understand what actually is the background meaning of that thing. So now for now, like imagine metabolism would function for you to use the bathroom every single morning just by walking. Walking can get you to be regular in your immune system. So there's a lot of things that we can achieve just by walking.
Yeah. Now that's true. Even the example that you made of humans and trees, if you look at the human body, if you turn it upside down, it gives you that. So just look at it. Our head becoming our roots, where we connect with everything, we feed, and yeah, that's just a great example. So when you were saying that, I thought about it, because it is exactly that way. When you turn a human body upside down, you will see that we are more like, yeah, and our hands and feet are becoming like branches, whereby, yeah, there is so much, and by walking, obviously, your your body function better because of your blood and all this type of stuff, and also you can digest better, and also food, man, we just eating everything. That's why when you eat healthy, you do the right things, you drink water, then you give yourself a time, man. You give yourself a chance to live a healthy life, whereby you don't have pain. As you're saying, disease is when you looking in deep into it, you understand that it's the absence of you feeling that great, simply because of something is not right. You have been eating the food which is not right. Now you're struggling a lot. It explains everything, and that's the reason why you see a lot of people who are exercising. Exercise helps a lot. People think maybe when people are talking about exercising, it's about pumping weights and going to use the big machines. It's about those little things. And that's the reason why early in the morning, you will see these guys jogging. They know exactly that you need to keep that momentum and make sure that you take care of the body. And if you take care of your body will take care of you.
It's all about flow.
Yeah.
It's all about flow because as much as I made an example about trees, look at us as water. If water was something that was flowing and then somebody comes and blocks it, or maybe an old log falls on the path where it was flowing, and then our other blocks the and there's gonna be a lot that happens to that water because it's stuck water. It's gonna change color, number one. Number two, it's gonna start having other things fall into it. It's gonna catch whatever else that doesn't belong in it, like ink, papers, and maybe other dry plants would want
Yeah.
to come up, and then now there's little frogs like fish and ant, and then that water becomes stinky because it's not flowing. It's been standing there for too long. So that is exactly what happens to us. That's exactly what happens to the body. People have clots where the blood stops flowing because we did not do the right thing. We did not activate the movement for the flow to continue. So you become clotted. And then when the blood does not move to the right place, that means there's a deficit in the supply. Automatically, that would cause you to have stress. From that stress, like inactivity, guys, it causes things not to work properly.
That's true.
Functionality, we need to move. And for you to have that water release, you need to remove whatever is blocking that water. And then the water has to flow. So we are water, we are trees, we are plants, we are the soil. And that's why even when the spirit leaves the body, you are put back onto the soil. Why? Because you are nothing but the soil.
Yeah.
So we need to understand what the human body is made of, how it functions, how it moves, and how best to take care of it. Because really, if you take care of your body, there's so much in store for you. Even your brain functions better.
Does, yeah.
There's so much create. From just being a CEO of a company that deals with computers, you can still have something to do with painting. You can still have something to do with gardening, landscaping. And that's why a lot of people now, they've become entrepreneurs where they are making money left, right, and center. It's because of keeping the body active. When your body is active, let me tell you, you are unstoppable.
Yeah. You can achieve a lot with a clear mind when your body works well, when you feel good, when you take care of your body. Obviously, your body will take care of you. So
we are having this walk. It's a hike.
Okay.
/ walk / yoga. At the end, we're gonna be having a melon crush, which is your trauma release. You're gonna be able to sit down at some point during the hike. Reflect on yourself. Reflect on what you feel as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
You write it down on the outside of that melon, and you get to crush the melon. If it's some things that they've caused you anxiety, they've caused you pain, they've caused you setback, they cause you tears sometimes. You release that by writing it down and smashing it on a rock, however broken you want it to be, because you can never continue as a broken somebody.
Yeah.
So that's the trauma release activities that we have. We also have banana affirmation, where we're gonna go for a mini treasure hunt, and you're gonna find a banana that has a message for you, encouraging you to keep going, telling you how great you are. And then also we're gonna be having a shake. If not a smoothie, I think we can have a yogurt and muesli breakfast thing going on, just to keep you, revitalized.
Mm-hmm.
And also go on a 1 hour session of yoga,
Okay.
where you get to learn how to stretch yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna take home some stretches that you can do, whether you're at work, whether you are in public, whether you are in your private space, just for you to learn how to refresh yourself and how to actually release certain stresses that sit at the back of your neck, on your fingers, on your toes. and also learn more about how your body can function better just by being vigilant on your own body.
Okay.
So the hike is going for 300 Rand.
Mm-hmm.
It includes activities I mentioned. It also includes a ginger and garlic bite before we start the hike.
Mm-hmm.
That helps with it. It acts as a antibiotic, and also it helps with colds and flus for those that suffer from congestions and congested chests, colds, those kind of things. And then there will be an energy bar included in your backpack. There will be two water bottles that will be included in the backpack as well.
Awesome.
So all that for 300 Rand. It also includes the 300 also includes the hike fee. Because
Oh, okay.
normally you need to pay 50 Rand worth of maybe it's a conservation fee. And then at the Cradle Moon I know it's 80 Rand for a hike. So that 80 Rand will be taken from that 300 Rand. So the 300 Rand covers everything, including the hike.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
When is the hike taking place?
I want to mention that while we hike, we will be chanting. So if you are a singer, if you are a hammer, if you are a person that likes to speak out loud, you will be having all of that happen. By chanting, I mean you don't have to really say words.
Okay.
Just cry out. If it's just and it reminds you of you being a child, then we do that.
Oh,
So
okay.
there'll be a lot of and yeah. The hike is meant for us to gather at 6:30 in the morning, and then we will finish off at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But the initial walk we start at 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So just get between 6:30 to 7 for you to get your backpack and everything else that needs to happen before we can actually start the walk. It is happening at Cradle Moon. It's in Models Drift. I think I will send you more information on this, and also it is there on my bio,
Okay.
on my page, on my stories. I'm posting about it. I'm letting people know that's what I'm hosting. Yeah, man, come join us. It will be happening on the 4th, which is this coming Sunday.
Okay.
That we are heading towards. So the 4th of August, we are gathering at Cradle Moon.
Oh no, that's great. And also I reposted 2 of your videos, right? Those who follow me, they will see the video where you have the poster and it has the prices and everything, and also the other video where you were doing yoga in a it looks like a yoga room. It looks like what do you call that?
That's a studio.
Oh,
That
it's just
was actually inside a gym.
oh, it's a studio. Oh, okay.
It was inside a gym. I do have yoga sessions inside the gym. I do have yoga sessions in different environments. So I do indoor, outdoor, I do prenatal, I do partner, I even do home visits,
Okay.
but they all have different prices, obviously.
Oh yeah, no,
And also
obviously.
depending on the area. But I am based in Johannesburg, and also I do travel across South Africa.
Oh,
So it
okay.
doesn't really you can be in Limpopo if you are interested. The only thing that would be a term and a condition is for me to come out there, or for me to deploy an instructor to come give you the yoga session. You would have to be a minimum of 5 to 10 people.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, discounts are also available based on whatever package that you choose, because there are also family packages for those that are part of the wellness yoga sessions on a bigger spectrum. They get to attend such hikes for free. So if you are already having a package under my yoga programs, you can be able to attend for the hike for free.
Oh no, that's great.
Else, it's gonna be 300 rand, and also my banking details are included on the flyer.
Oh, okay. No, that's great. That's awesome. So obviously the what we okay, you're muted there, no problem. So what we're talking about here will also be on YouTube in case people are missing it here. They will always go to YouTube and get all the details, and others they can just follow you and get more details also on your page so that they can know everything. But you're doing, man, you're doing awesome. You're doing a great job. I mean, it's very rare to find somebody who is juggling all this type of stuff at the same time. And you spoke a bit about radio. So did you stop doing radio, or you did it for a bit, or are you still going to pursue it
Well,
also?
God is good in such ways that when something is being put in your heart, right? You might think, "Oh, I love radio," because you want to do radio the traditional way that radio is being done, only to find that you are only meant to learn how to speak and articulate yourself. And this far, I've learned that
You do.
I'm a beast behind the mic.
You do.
Trust
Yeah.
me, the mic, and I go wild, and I love it.
You do,
But
because
also,
yeah.
I I've been exposed to the radio space. As much as I did not get the chance to study because of whatever had happened, 2018, I was blessed enough to be part of a program under the Darlington Steve Foundation. It was meant for women in radio. So I actually got to do my full on course for radio. So I'm a qualified radio in business personnel, be
Wow.
it production, be it presenting, research, you name it. I'm that girl.
You
But
are.
at the moment, actively doing any of that. Um, I'm just grateful for the gift of being able to speak and also be able to narrate stories and being able to relate to other people and have an understanding and learning how to, you know, be the one that becomes the radio and not necessarily think radio is a station.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So
That's true. You see, we spoke for about an hour, and I'm the type of a guy who speak a lot. And when I was like listening to you, I'm like, yeah, man, I have a lot to learn here. I still have to learn how to put certain stuff together. And obviously we live and learn, and that's the beauty of it. And it is the first time whereby I'm on live and we're talking the way we're talking, and I have to think hard, because yeah, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Definitely sure I'm going to join you on your next, simply because of I spoke with you that I told you that on that week I still have to go and get my, remember when I was telling you about the shooting range and stuff like that, because on the 17th I didn't do well. I fell short on the 17th, so I'll be preparing for that. But when we're talking about hiking, healing, it's something that I should dive deep into. I should dive deep into. And man, I will learn a bit about yoga, because I always see people going, oh, we have yoga, because where I'm working there is this lady who loves yoga. Normally you'll see them on Sunday morning, they will be walking, and I'm like, I never took my time to learn more about yoga and check what it does. But after talking to you, I started watching a few videos, and I understand that it's more than just stretching. It's deeper than that. It helps mentally. It helps with a lot of stuff.
yoga has so many health benefits, and I think what I want to what I want to give to my people, right? And when I say my people, I'm speaking about generally everybody,
Yeah.
right? Have the knowledge of what you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yoga is not a sport. In yoga, there's no competition. The next person is stretching more than you doesn't mean that they've got it right or whatever. And you
Okay.
will always have the best And
Okay.
yoga teaches you it's okay not to know everything. It's okay not to be a master of all, you know?
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to the benefits of health, oh Lord.
It's a lot.
Imagine if yoga being something that enhances a child's well-being, even academically, improving their attention span, because it does improve your attention span.
Yeah.
You having to focus on your body. Yoga helps you focus more, so you can focus more. It's good for balance. It increases your flexibility. It builds your strength. It boosts your immune system. It reduces stress and anxiety. You sleep better. You have self-esteem. It encourages empathy. You can even care for other people just simply by being self-aware, you know? It
Yeah.
helps with your energy levels. It helps with self-control. See how impulsive we are.
Yeah.
Some of us, we need to calm down.
A lot. We
So
we are always, yeah.
whole lot. Our mental well-being, even the positive impact on relationships, how we relate to other people, you know? It also regulates how your HDAD,
Yeah.
all the alphabetical disorders that we have on a mental level. Our mental health can be guaranteed under yoga. It
Yeah.
also helps with trauma release.
Yeah.
So there's so much for you to gain just by doing a simple thing like yoga. And the yoga, guys, it's not a certain group of people thing. Rona as batho ba bantsho ha re etse because it was taken away from us, but initially ke ntho ya rona. Ke ntho ya rona. Activity is our thing,
Yeah.
but we are not active. We are not active, so we need to do the most with what we have. We need to grow where we are planted, and we need to share information. We
That's
need to
true.
be open-minded to go back to basics and know Kuri it's available for us as well. It's not a rich people thing. But let me tell you, but ba bangata ba etsa yoga because they don't even want you to afford it because of the benefits one gets.
That's true.
And I
And
think that's also we're trying to be better than each other. I get compete.
that's true. In many occasions, you see only people who are doing well are the ones who are, doing yoga, and there is this, yeah, yeah. And I must say, during our conversation, there have been, comments, and I was just not reading comments. I see Christina Kanyani, she say Madume, hello, hello, my beautiful sister. And there was a gentleman, I think it's Mpo, who said network problem. But as I was listening to you, I can hear you and you can hear me, and I see other people where I was like, okay, maybe it might be, that person's network problem on the other side. And I didn't want to interrupt you. And obviously, you you joined the live. I'm talking with Neno. Yeah, man. So I just wanted to do that yoga ki sports bahumi. The person said yoga ki sports awakumi. You
Yoga
know.
as a sport, yoga as a competition, yoga as yoga has a sport. More than anything, yoga is not a sport at all. Yoga has no competition in terms of the level of what you know yoga to be or how well you can stretch. It has nothing to do with that. I just outlined the benefits of yoga
Yeah.
just now to say there's a lot more for you to gain more than just the stretches. It's not about the asanas.
And
It's not about the stretches that you do.
we can also take questions, man, to those who wanna ask questions. So as Christina, she's having that, and most people, they're having that, mindset or that mentality of saying it's only it's only those who are yoga money who are doing yoga. But
No, and it's not. That's
but
why now I want to towel. You don't even have to own a yoga mat. It's like a towel ya gago. We go to an open field, a ground, wherever, and we just do some asanas, and then we have a chat after that. You tell me how you feel just for having stretched for that 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Because I promise you, more than anything, yoga is not for a certain group of people. It doesn't choose are you big, are you skinnier, or it's even very low impact. You don't have to be doing the most, but it will give you a full body exercise just by doing the few stretches that you'll be doing. Like I said, it is not a sport, it is not competitive. You focus on your pace. Na as the instructor, that's because of my practice.
Yes.
You can achieve that if you practice with time. But that doesn't now discredit you to say you don't belong in that section, in the session yoga. I get. And then also, like I said, it doesn't limit you. It has no age group. It has no body shape. It has no size, and it doesn't matter for stretcha hagagang. Yoga, another thing I did mention, you do not need to have a yoga mat. Whatever that we use for yoga, like your yoga blocks, your yoga strip, your yoga mat, we call that yoga accessories. So it's not necessarily equipment. So now it's enough for you to have your session. So wabona gore bahumi baetsa this thing even so high leveled, in a sense ya gore wena as Christina o tla tshaba go tla into a yoga session because you feel like, it's my first time, and maybe batho bana, they know what they're doing. No.
But also,
Start somewhere.
but also is the fact that, these type of thing like yoga, they're not even introduced kobokasi. It's very rare to see someone go parking, doing yoga. Maybe because of the help of the social media, the more we talk about this, the more we put them out there, people will know that, oh, you can also do it. It's not like it's something you're learning idirwa fela ba Santi, nebo Rosebank, to these other places, Kobusi Point. It can be done, for gore e kgone ho thusa. I think you mentioned the indoor. If a person have a space also, once they get in those techniques and they understand, how yoga works, it will be beneficial, for them even at home, gore ba ka kgona go e dira and ba kgona ho benefita from it.
Bana Zachariah, I would say, like, for Mototso Nangli Christina,
Mm-hmm.
Christina, should you have a group of, let me just put it at 15, gather 15 people that are interested in having a yoga session, and Ribu and Nalwena send me location, let me come, let's have fun. Let me come give you a taste of what Bahumi are getting. Just so you have an idea, what is it? And for you to understand, you can afford to do it without having to even leave your space, your comfortable place. So if you've got 15 people that are interested in having a yoga session, and you guys have a space, it doesn't have to be in a house, it doesn't have to be in a studio, it can be anywhere, a park, sports field, anywhere comfortable. Now I'll make plans. Zachariah, and then I will make plans. We will come through and we're going to have a yoga session, just so you have a better understanding of what it is.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Zachariah, it hurts me to know there's a lot that we can do in helping each other without the exchange of monetary value. Because I promise you, the healing journey will become something that takes us longer to achieve.
That's
and
true.
We really need to heal, because we've got children, we've got families, we've got relationships that we still need to cultivate with grace. How do we understand grace if we don't understand what generosity means?
If we can take a look at the things which are happening right now on the social media is worse. It shows Hori, we desperately need healing. We need
We do.
healing.
We do.
No doubt about it.
And it's about time that we come out and say, guys, because we are out here dressing up, we are acting as if we are okay. We are not.
Yeah, that's true.
Even now, guys, it's not enough for you to wake up and go to work and feed your family. It's stressful. It takes a toll on us. So let's gather. Let's heal.
Yeah. The little one is coughing, eh?
Oh, Jamaria is seeking attention. He's like, you've been on that life for long now.
Oh yeah.
The whole tongue is outside.
Oh, it's another language type of thing. Or hey mom, you've been. Who is this guy?
Simply like
Mm.
they even know how to communicate with me to say, Mama, Harishabu. And when they do something, I validate what they go through at that moment.
Yeah.
But the way it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. So what does that mean for our children? We need to do the work, guys.
No, we need to.
We need to do the work.
We need to do the work.
Not if I told my story as to the journey I had to go through for me to be this healthy person that everybody looks up to now. There's just certain things people don't believe. Linda, sometimes I don't believe my own journey. You know, I'm like, yo, did I go through that? And then I'm still healthy. I'm still okay. I can still have a heart. I can still say to someone I love, not expecting anything back. You know, that is for me, more than anything, that for me it's grace.
It is.
Really, that for me it's grace.
It is, and we don't.
Because it's life function.
We don't count our blessings, and it's just. Look, I always say, man, when we sit down and we look at where we come from, many didn't make it, and it's that's just the fact that the things that we're dealing with, I meet with people and I speak with people sometimes, and I get shocked when I listen to them, like, what? And they have never dealt with, some hardships in their lives, and sometimes I just sit down and it doesn't hurt me, it makes me smile because of I understand the things that I am dealing with, and how far I've came to be where I am. Because I was just talking to the other lady yesterday, and she was, we were talking about the weight, because I was telling her like, hey, I've gained a lot of weight. I'm going back to the gym now. I just want to pump weights, put some muscles, and also lose weight. And she was like telling me that she just did 32 Ks. She's a runner, petite. And we started talking. I was like saying, oh, the year ended, because she said, no, this year everybody gained weight. But I was like, yeah, it's August already. It's going to be August in some couple of days. The how work team are so fast. And she was like, saying, but we don't have money. There is no cash. I'm like, oh, that one, man. Now I've never touched hard cash. I was just telling her, I've never. She was like, what? And she said she spoke about money because of she's used to touch money all the time, and when she doesn't have cash, it feels like it's not her. And we started talking, and I started realizing that some people, they grew up well, some people, they had everything next to them, and she's old. I think she's in her 50s. She started telling me about her husband and her children, and I understood that a good family structure, it also prepares the children to do better based on what the work that the parents are doing. So us working on ourselves, making sure that we become better parents, making sure that we are in peaceful space, peaceful mindset, whereby we can easily take care of our kids. It's a blessing simply because of it will pay off later. when you speak with people who are already making things happen, and they tell you about their children, the achievements that their children are achieving, they tell you about the husband, you start understanding that the foundation is very, very much important. And thanks a lot, for the roses, for making this, a success, because they just told me that I have reached my, what do they say, goal or something? Yeah, something like that. Because normally when I just go live, I don't even set it. Huh?
You said a goal of one rose.
It's just, yeah, but I see that the congratulation type of thing and noises, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was not even paying attention.
Set another goal.
I don't
Set another goal for 10 roses.
I don't know. It's set a new goal. They said set a new goal. I don't know. Let me see.
Where it says thanks, click on it. Set another goal for 10 roses.
I see somewhere where they say set another goal. They say confirm. I see a rose. I click on the rose.
Yeah.
And they said
you can actually say how many roses you want.
They said manage goal.
Okay.
Or you can set. No. Let me see if I should set 10. How do?
Yeah, set 10, even 15.
How do you reduce the number?
Oh, Adam rocks.
Eh?
Okay.
It says customize. I should say customize.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see custom. You see learning. Clicked 10. Okay.
How are you, darling? I want Adam on the rocks.
On the rocks. Yeah, I said 10. Adam on the rocks.
Good.
Oh, I see the comments there. And I see also Mukoni, joined. Thank you so much, Neno, for the roses. We normally don't get roses, eh? So once in a while when somebody's giving you the roses, it's a great gesture. We normally don't get them. My daughter, she's 14, and she was like saying, Dad, when you come to see me, don't forget roses, buy me roses. And I was like, wow. So I started checking, places where one can buy roses. And now she's 14 already. She's already setting a standard on that higher level. So I'm looking at things because she wanted a smartphone. So I'll have to go and visit her, bring the smartphone and stuff like that, and make sure that I also have roses. So she shouldn't remind me, when I get there. Thank you so much.
For us to treat our children the way we want ourselves to be treated. That's also healing childhood, whatever deficit we faced. It's very, very important that we become better versions of ourselves towards these little ones. Now, for now, my children, I'm blessed for the life of me to have only boy children.
Oh, I only know that you have two, but I didn't know they're all boys.
Yeah, no, Bona. All boys, even the late.
Better healed version. Yeah?
Yeah, guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Better healed version.
You did one.
Now I'm raising boys that when I look at the disappointments that I faced under the relationships I've had with the daddies, right? For a point, I don't have it in me to have hatred towards the daddies because I'm understanding that you can never value what you have if you don't value yourself. So when I look at the value that I have in these boys and the fact that they have 50% of my DNA for them to have been firmed, I have literally every right to model them to become best husbands to their wives.
Yep.
That I never got to receive. And it's not about the selfishness of saying, yeah, my daughter-in-law is not going to have it all because Linda, the fathers of my children, I did it alone. You can't. So I'm so excited for their wives. I'm excited for their children because of the good work that I'm putting in.
Yes.
And the person I am towards my children, regardless of how difficult it is, regardless of the challenges I face. I look at them and I'm just so happy. I'm pleased with what God has given me, and I'm working towards giving them a better life without feeling like I have to hold them accountable for being in my life. It's their fault they're here, you know?
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. It's beautiful. Now my children, they know they lack nothing. They know when we want 7, 8, 9, mommy will give it to us, but discipline is number one.
Yeah.
And the first discipline that she gives us, it's love.
Yeah.
The first discipline I give to them, it's love. So, guys, it's very liberating to love your kids and to give you a life that it's not about whether you had it or not. Just give your children a life that you know. As a parent.
But I've done my best. Yeah. That's true. Encourage more viewers to share. Oh yeah, Adam Rocks. Yeah, that's a good one. So we already did what 89 minutes now, me and me and Neno, and yeah, we have already did 89 minutes, and I wanted to tap into GBV on the other side, and I don't know, it's 9:30 already, so I don't know, Neno, how long do you have, because of
Zachariah, I'm not married to nobody. And even if I was married, I think my husband would understand that these kind of topics are very close to my heart because the people that I deal with, they are survivors of GBV. I'm a survivor of GBV. The world we live in today, my husband would have to understand that I'm in demand. When we speak about being a mother to nations, we're not speaking about being a mother to nations in the aspect of giving birth, but also just being a shoulder to cry on and being a safe space for people to be able to come and, have that heart-to-heart kind of conversation, right? So it's not about charity, but where I can freely give what was freely given to me. Count me in.
yeah.
I've got all the time in the world. You took time to talk about my hike.
Yeah, obviously, I took time to talk about your hike. And we only 4, let me read her comment. Very sensitive topic, GBV is not taken serious. Me being a victim and how society wants us to hide. Oh, my beautiful sister. Oh, it's very sensitive. And yeah, it's one of those. And actually, when I was planning to do the GBV live, is because of I just want to talk to brothers, especially the teens. I just wanted to, because we always hear, reports after reports. We always see stuff after did happen, and the young man will say whatever that he say after he did whatever that he did. But I think, man, it's about time, we sit down before, the 16 days will start, before, the next month of August will start, because so that we can just talk as brothers, whereby, guys, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just to make, a live video whereby I can speak with them. I can just put those points, and I can speak about those things which triggers them a lot, and I can speak about things that they think they're entitled to, just to make them aware that, your sister is your sister. She doesn't have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 that you were taught that a girl child has to do 1, 2, 3, just to show them, the other side, and see what they can, achieve by, helping, by putting that hand, out there, making sure that they will help with stuff that the sisters are dealing with, because of their certain stuff that our sisters are not even sharing with us, but they go through a lot out there, man. For others to keep the relationship, there are certain stuff that they have to go through that they cannot tell you as a brother. I wanted to take it in that, and if I want to take it to that route, I have to do it whereby the entire hour I'm not taking any comment. The entire hour I'm not having what we're having right now, whereby we are talking like a dialogue. Remember last time I did a 5-hour live, the first 2 hours it was just me talking without, taking comments. After that, then I want to do it that way, whereby I can just go the whole hour or 2 hours just talking to brothers, making them understand, because there is a trending videos now of people putting hands on elders. It's very wrong. It shouldn't be done, so they were not supposed to do that thing. And right now what is happening, the algorithm is promoting that a lot. Let me see. Adam Rock said GBV is only to their family, not to the next person. Oh, okay. Same here, how one is supposed to. Oh, yeah, no. GBV thing, man.
Zachariah, can I show you guys my new hairstyle?
Oh, definitely show us. Bunt. The bunt. Adam Rocks. Ooh. Oh.
Guys, bonang.
Okay. Okay. You went brunch, or it's a brunch, right? Chiscop. Good for you, because I can see you super excited about it. Wow.
I don't know. It's pretty.
You look amazing. You look amazing.
Okay. Like, yo.
The smile is priceless.
Like, yo.
The smile is priceless.
You guys will
How do you feel? How do you feel, first of all?
I feel brand new.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
I feel brand new. I feel unstoppable. I feel my reset, my revival, my resignation, everything that has re in it is gonna be done with so much elegance and so much preciseness for God to do what only He can do. Because like I was telling you, I was feeling so low. Today in the morning I woke up, I was like, you know what? I cannot be wearing a crown that's not mine. Sorrow is not my portion. Jamaria, stop it, man. Sorrow is not my portion. Heartache is not my confession. Doubt is not home for me. Feeling defeated is just an emotion that I will never be okay with embracing. So much has happened. I've overcome. I'm an overcomer. And I cannot allow what has happened to define me. So if those things that had happened were staying on my head for me to be thinking about them, I will cut it off.
Yeah.
If I need to remind myself how beautiful I am, I will cut it off so that I can find my true beauty. And if I can see myself as enough like this, what is hair? And I didn't cut my hair to wear things on my head because I've gone away with that. Like, I don't put things on my head. I stopped having people touch my head. I cut my own hair. I do everything for myself, you know? So with that being said, I just felt, you know what? I can come with this thing of feeling like I've got depression, depression. It's a kind of like it's a guy. How dare does that spirit come in my presence? I will not allow it. I've dealt with so many disorders to a point I would smoke it away. I get more to alcohol, so I can't say I would drink it away. I used to zol it, like I would zol after
Mary Jane, Mary.
And I would feel like I'm doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, my weight was affected. My thinking pattern was affected. My effectiveness in work was affected. And I just thought to myself, do I really want to keep medicating this thing? Or do I want to face the things that needs to be faced for me to get better?
Yeah.
And I said, I cannot face myself, Gilihai. I can't. So I dropped the joint. I said, joint, I'll come back to you when I want to smoke you for enjoyment. But for now, I want to deal with it. So when I felt like I was losing my head, I was like, no, there's something on my head that I need to lose, not my head.
Yeah. You see, I also shaved the other day, right? And I went live and I said, this is the last time. Because I didn't like myself without beard. And I told myself that
chances are I might just stay this way, but no.
yeah, because I told myself that from now on, it doesn't matter what company I'll be working for or what type of a business deal that we have to, sit down and talk about. When it comes to this, it's non-negotiable. I'm not negotiating with anybody. When people are pressing, and I'll just tell them it's my religion. That's all. And I don't have to explain my religion to anybody, but I am keeping my beard. It's something that we cannot even discuss. The hair, I can do the cut, the whatever, because yes, I'm trying something new for the first time. But when it comes to here, I'm gonna grow it. It's gonna be, because I feel centered. I feel good when I have my beard on me, and I feel like this is the image. And the other gentleman, said to me, the reason why you feel that way is because of there is someone in your who used to have a lot of beard, and when you keep beard, that's why you feel fulfilled. And I realized that there is one of the great grandfathers who always visit me, and that's why I feel so centered when I keep my beard. So from now on, it's gonna be that way all the way. I'll just maintain it so that it will look nice. And also Adam Rocks, I remember when she was like saying, why are you hiding your beautiful dimples? And I'm like, yeah, I should be very proud of them.
Exactly. So me, I was like, yo, guys, I don't know, but yeah, no, the things that I was thinking, I knew that those thoughts were not my kind of thinking. I knew that it had something to do with my past, in the past 5 years. And when I traced back, I was like, no, 2022, I somewhat had hair. I liked the way I looked. I looked different with every hairstyle. But trust me, I always look like a queen. I always look as the queen.
Yeah.
But I had taken the time to go bold like this.
Oh, okay.
So I thought about it. Listen, you always thought growing up your head has a hump here, and that hump shows. So because of that, this child. Do you want to go sit down? Please do. And he's nodding his head. So I thought about it. I was like, no, now I've done so much work in terms of my healing.
Yeah.
Surely these thoughts I have, and the reason I'm crying, it's because of the things that are still trapped in the hair. Because my hair, I get it was dreads. It was rolled up.
Oh, okay.
So, hair doesn't die.
No.
Hair doesn't die. So, because hair doesn't die, the DNA in it, even if now I cut it and I put it away and not necessarily burn it or throw it, right? Whatever memory that was stored in it,
Yeah.
still lives.
Still lives there.
So what was going on? I feel, guys, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I've achieved so much to a point. Everything that needs to fall here, it will fall with grace, and I will receive it. I know for here it's meant to be my antenna for me to be connecting and. But sometimes I do believe for it. Even in the Bible, I think there's a verse that says, if my hand keeps giving me pain, I can cut it and then the pain is gone. It's the same thing. I felt like I was carrying the loss of my late son, the rejection of my family, the experience at the shelter, everything. I felt like Yonkito was just sitting here, and me, I want to move forward, but there's this understanding that's happening. So I said, when we talk about reset and restart, what do we do? Guys, there's a difference between starting over and starting again, which is starting over and starting from scratch. I've had a luxurious life, and I watched it go away, and I understood why it went away. I had to go heal all of the reasons why those kind of energies were around me. But I still carried that around my head.
That the hair was still carrying the entire.
So, Luna, halika wana kids wao saying kilo reka Porsche, please understand, eh? My car that I like is Porsche Cayenne.
Oh,
by the
okay.
way.
Okay. And
so Hanka reka Porsche, just know it's because of this bravery that I had to embark on.
Speaking of shelter, you and I, we have something in common, right? Because you stayed in shelter, I also, and the experience of that place. I mean,
it's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy.
I mean, I I spend time. I walk around to Rosebank from here all the time, and I always avoid the street, right? And sometimes when I drive past there and I see guys sitting out there, and I'm like, it used to be me waiting for them to open so that I can go in and register my name, go to the locker, put whatever stuff that I got from different churches so that I can have something to eat the following day, then go take a shower. And I have to be quick because of water will be cold so that I can wait for them to serve us supper. And, oh God, I mean, and it's like 100 guys there. We are all sleeping. My neighbor was this guy. My neighbor was this guy who comes from the army, from military. He was white. His name was John. John was that dude, man. In the middle of the night, he just wake up. He see things. And he was just my neighbor. And God, when I was asking people, they were like, no, the guy during those days, he used to be in the military. So he have seen stuff, he have done some stuff. So that's why he is struggling to sleep at night. And there was one of the churches he used to be called His People, but they changed the name. That's why I can mention it. So he used to go there and got a job whereby he's cleaning there. And I also got a job because of our staying at shelter. I was a car guard. We were one of those guys when everybody's praising Jesus. We are outside there and we were looking after people's cars, I was that dude, and God is awesome, man. God is amazing. So I still see guys that I was struggling with, and I'm like, Jesus, I've done well. I've done well. I've done well. Now, even if when I go to school and I'm getting these other certificates and I'm passing there and there, and I'm like, God, I thank you because it's a blessing. When you talk about shelter, I remember there was this other gentleman who was suffering from cancer. He used to love me a lot. We used to go to Zoo Lake. There is a German library. We used to go there together. We will sit down, and his plan was to make a shelter because of his architect, And the way the guy always, man, Tabo, man, I want you to be next to me, man. The way you're thinking, man, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. God is something else. It's been years now. It's been years. Yeah, God is something else. And now, remember, there we sharing that space with different people who are dealing with different things. Imagine when all about 100 guys in the same space, and others is substance, others that dealing with this, others. For me to come out of that and I am still well, no cancer, no coughing stuff. God is awesome, man. Yeah. The way we join, and I still have my plates. The plates that I used to, I kept them and I put them nicer because they always remind me that I used to carry these 2 plastic plates and go join the queue so that they can give me few slices of bread, and I'll also, get a cup of tea, go sit, and we watch TV. Now I'm on TV. Now when I sit down, I look at my YouTube and I see how many people are watching me from. I'm like, now I'm on TV. God is something else. That's great, man. That's a testimony. Thank you so much, Adam Rocks. And it's beautiful because I stay around Ilovo and Rosebank is just right here. And all the guys that I used to struggle with, I still see them all the time. And when I'm wearing a uniform and I'm going for night shift, hey, my bro, you still working there? I'm like, yeah. I managed to do a driver's license. I managed to do some, qualifications while I'm working as a security officer. And because of when they were saying, I can't take that type of a job, I took it because of I knew that I needed it. And because of it, I managed to go and close all the gaps that I needed to close. Now after years later, when we see each other, when we're greeting each other, they call me Grootman. Hey, Grootman, Grootman. I'm like, no, I'm younger than you, my guy. I just decided to make, right choices.
Zachariah, now my experience. We were supposed to be talking GBB.
We were supposed to, yeah. But it's sensitive, and I have a beautiful sister who's on the comment section, and
Bring her up. Adam's up.
my phone is slow. And she doesn't like to talk, eh? Let me charge my other phone. She doesn't like to talk, eh?
You must come up. Yo, Mara Adams, yo, ona le parala ngwanyana. And I cut my own hair. Oh God. Like, yo, I feel so beautiful, guys. You don't understand. I feel so brand new. Like,
Yeah. The battery is low. Okay. I've been drinking a lot of water, ne? Give me a minute, I will come back.
I wanted to say just go wherever you want to go, but then
Yeah.
just go.
Without announcing.
Adam, say something about it. Oh goodness, Matthew, it's 2:10. It's school tomorrow. Oh your God, yeah. Oh your.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I had this stuff, snacks and peanuts and everything. I thought I would be snacking. Then I realized that the more I'll be chewing, then it's gonna bring that noise. Have you seen when you go in live with somebody and you're having a plastic and it's making that irritating noise? I was like, nah.
Digital. My friend, you're disturbing my ring light. Do you want to do? Yo, my son doesn't like sleeping. When I say, do you want to do? I'm funelala.
Oh, okay. He's well awake. Hello everyone on YouTube. I have 2 people there. You know, I appreciate your love and your support, guys. So if you missed what we were talking about now, because we are on 1:14 minutes, so I'm going to upload the entire conversation on YouTube, so you guys can catch up. I think maybe I'll upload it before I go to sleep. Yeah, we'll see. But you will get it on YouTube. It will be there on YouTube. Tomorrow, definitely sure it will be on YouTube. So today was my off day, my last off day. So tomorrow I'm going back to work, obviously. So maybe we can just easily wrap it up by 10.
Okay.
If it will be perfect.
No stress.
Yes.
Highlight on my journey of being a resident at a shelter was due to GBV. I don't know if it's considered GBV, but they had taken me in because of my experience with my mom and grandmother, which led to the passing of my son. And the shelter was the family that I had in bearing this child. I had a beautiful experience. I don't know, is it because I'm vocal and somewhat a no-nonsense kind of person? But yeah, I had the best experience staying over there. The only thing that was a challenge is the exit, because I then started fighting battles that were not mine. A lot of the residents, they found me worthy of asking help, so to speak. So they would, come and say, Nano, we've got such and such a problem. Nano, please request such and such on our behalf, kind of thing. And it later became a problem, obviously to the management and but yeah, I had a beautiful experience. They took care of me and my kids, and I'll forever love them, man. I'll forever be grateful because of literally they came in at a time when I had no one. It was not only shocking to find out the things I had found out about my family and how I never even had to ask them. But when I got home, my mom confessed to doing so much things. And she said to me, her vow was she's gonna bury me. She said, I'm gonna bury you. I tried burying you, and it seems like Wampalla, and right now somebody told you how you need to stop. You need to stop and give me some respect. Thank you. So the things she was saying, like, they were very disturbing, and I just thought to myself, wow, does a human being really birth a person and end up becoming this that my mom is, And I just remember I was 5 months pregnant and he pushed me against a big rock and I bumped my tummy and my water broke. I went to the hospital. I was told my child was going to pass on, but I managed to keep that child full term, gave birth 9 months in August. 21st, actually, on her birthday, on my mother's birthday. And the state in which the child came out, they said he had trisomy, is it 18? I think it's trisomy 18. And with that trisomy, they said that to show that that child was fighting.
Yes.
It was a spiritual journey, man. Hey, it was dirty. It was dirty. I was left speechless. I was left in awe, like, hey, what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And for the fact that it was just like, wait, really, you know? But yeah, I'm grateful for the experience, because even after Wanatokafala, I found out that it was for me. It was not towards me. It was never meant to hurt me. It was actually meant to save me, you know? And that story is just a long testimony that is kind of complicated for a person as I did in Bible.
Yeah.
It sounds scattered.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't understand a spiritual journey. But that child was literally my angel. When we talk about a Jesus Christ, we're talking about that child. When we talk about being born again, we talk about that child. Because I believe I was born again. When that child passed on, remember my mom said she buried me as one. And then I had to bury that child as one. But I had named that child Melchizedek before I gave birth to him.
Oh, okay. Beautiful name.
That child lived as Melchizedek.
That name, yeah.
And when that child was buried, the papers came back with my names and not his names. Yeah.
Wow.
But when I get complicated,
Yeah, and
never finish.
yeah, and but I understand exactly where we are right now, and it's very much important, because certain situations, when they happen, they force you to tap into another dimension. They force you to. That's the true definition of born again, because of now you are born again. You get a new. Oh, that's deep. Especially, man, people who harm us the most are people who are closer to us, the family. And I must also say, what Shelter of Rosebank did for me, it's priceless. I mean, it's priceless, because I was at a space whereby I feel like I have to put this one here so that people can understand. I was at a space whereby I had nobody. It was so tough. And I was just sleeping under the tree when I was around this side of Rosebank. It was so tough in a way that they took me in, and the social worker, cannot even mention his name. He's amazing. It was like, a guy like you shouldn't be homeless. We need more men like you. Because when we sat down, our conversation is like, I'm going to get you a place, but those guys don't listen to whatever that they're telling you. Don't adopt their lifestyle. Don't start smoking, drinking, and doing stuff that they want to do. Stay loyal to your dreams and find a place, because of you don't deserve to be in the crowded space. You need your own space whereby you can think, you can write, you can do stuff, because it's only few people who write books, only few people who talk about making films. And if you are around here and guys will be telling you that you're not going to pay, you're going to get free food, don't fall into that trap whereby you'll say you're getting free stuff. Go out there, make things happen. And I mean, they gave me a beautiful time there, and obviously you meet different characters of people who behave how they behave, and others you understand why they end up being in the shelter is simply because of the way they are behaving and the way they are doing things, and others they cannot follow easy rules which are there in shelter, so it becomes a problem after a problem. So I had a great experience at shelter. It's just I was in a space whereby we were too many and things were happening around there. And it was in an environment which I'm used to, but it was a great one. And that's the reason why in many occasions when I walk, I keep avoiding because of it's like they said, I wanted to mention something when they said don't go back to the crime scene. Like when we using that, if you healed, why do you have to go back to the crime scene? Because of the more you go there, it brings back the trauma and everything. And but for me, the more I walk there, it humbles me and it reminds me that, bruh, remember you used to sit outside here waiting for them to open. There is a certain place where I used to sleep, and I don't
Yeah.
walk there anymore because of it reminds me next to News Cafe before they were building the building that they did right now. I think it's I remember the building in generation they were using it a lot when Karabo was still there, whereby they are I would remember that. So I used to sleep under that tree, but I used to read a lot. You see the newspaper that we get a lot, Gazette. I used to read Gazette a lot. And I got motivated a lot when I was reading the story of Wonder Boy, how Gatoso Lidiga, met the child, Clive Barker's son at Starbucks. And I was just exactly next to Starbucks. And I felt like if these guys are chilling here, I'm going to meet one day and I will be a film. You know what I'm saying? before before newsroom will be demolished, DJ Sbu was hosting there, and they were busy with smartphones, and I was sitting outside watching them all the time when they do that show. And I had the privilege of meeting him, and we spoke a bit, but unfortunately he was in a business meeting, not knowing that they were starting working on Massive Metro before they were working on that deal. But remember, I was just meeting him that time, trying to put what I'm doing. But in future, I do believe once I publish the book, there will be a moment whereby I'll be sitting down with him and we will be, talking. Because life is a beautiful thing, man.
Wow, can I tell you?
Yeah, yeah.
The future is now, and I'm saying this with so much confidence because I remember when before I moved to the shelter, I had just started this yoga business of mine, and a friend of mine was working for Massive Metro. He's very close to school, and that's why I'm saying the future is now because I know that I have a connection that can get you to sit with school just like the way Nalo and now we are, ne? Um, yo,
God is
it's
awesome.
crazy because we don't see the accumulation of blessings when we are going through the most. But I will tell you this now. I had an interview with Massive Metro back in 2019, just after I had registered my business, and they were interviewing me about yoga. And we spoke about, I'll send you the link to it. We
Oh, okay.
spoke about how do you teach calmness when you yourself have triggers.
Oh, good one.
And I broke it down, right? And my friend that had invited me to the interview, he was shocked to find out that in the time span we've known each other, to me having to become an instructor, I had learned so much in just that space of time. Little did I know I was opening a can of worms. What I was saying on that interview, I had to now account and become exactly it. And it took 2019, 2020, I lost a child. 2021, 2022. 2021, I got pregnant again with my 2-year-old now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also a pruning moment and I went through it, you know. And your guy is I think counting our blessings, guys, it's important because then we get to trace back where we come from and realize how much we've done.
We keep the score. We keep the score.
And you will actually see the things that you are worried about small waters.
Yes. We're fighting battles that we won already.
I've been crying.
We're fighting battles we won already. It's like waiting for your inheritance. It's yours.
You know, when I moved into the shelter the first time, I moved into the shelter twice. I moved in the first time, I only had my son, which is my 11-year-old now.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was the only person I had at the burial of my child. When the child passed on, well, before the child passes on, we get to the shelter. I'm 7 months pregnant now. After moving from friend to friend to friend to friend till I decided, all these friends I have, they're not loyal. Let me just go to a shelter once. And a shelter at that time was considered to be a bani.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Shelter.
Yeah.
So I get there and Bona, I'm shown a whole different lifestyle. And more than anything, I'm shown love. I'm shown appreciation. I'm shown home. Wabona this thing and you're going to Paga. That can be the embarrassment when you want to look at it from a place of ego and pride. But I think the moment you step out of it, you miss that. You miss going to sit with everyone with their different traumas and their different personalities.
Yeah.
Understanding that you have a family that doesn't judge you. I was never judged.
Yeah. That's one thing. And we are every day talking. The other one went to Santon, the other one went to. When we come back, we're talking. I discovered a lot of places and churches when I was with dudes. They were like, bro, do you know at Sex and World, there is this house. They're giving us bread. I'm like, what? They give us food. So when everybody's talking about Guptas, we were going to Sex and World to get food. And we go there to that house, and there will be a lady, Muslim lady, greet us with all love. And she will come there and she doesn't ask questions. She will give us food and we eat. I'm like, oh. And it was all beautiful. And I will spend time at Zoo Lake, and you will see people your age, man, doing well on weekends, parking their cars there, playing music. Others, they're buying meat there. You have absolutely nothing. And we're watching from the distance. Others are dating. It's beautiful. It's summer. People are wearing their big. I was like, oh my God, life. I remember there was this other dude who showed up. They were playing basketball. I love basketball. They were playing basketball, and he parked his car there, dropped, looking beautiful, that car. And he played Panda by Designer. But that Panda, what they did, they put Kanye in the beginning. Kanye said some stuff, then they played Panda, and I went crazy. They were like, oh my God, look at the dude. Because if they see me as the guy who's homeless, who got nothing, they think I'm not in that level of understanding how genius Kanye is. And they were like, vibing with me, they're pointing at me. And I'm like, guys, I grew up, hip hop grew me. I grew up listening to hip hop, and Kanye is actually musical genius. And that's how they started understanding that, no, we are not just there because of, we know nothing. We are well informed and we understand stuff. It's just life happens. And sometimes you need to move to a certain territory because of, if I kept on saying, you know what, Kiko Kasi, I just want to chill, Kiko Kasi, Kiko High, I'm not going to grow. But I needed to grow. The same thing that you said when you go into different companies, you are not satisfied, you need to grow. I was that guy who needed to grow. I'm in Ilova right now. But I'm telling you, I need to grow. When I go to Sea Point in Cape Town, and I'm like, what types of qualifications should I get, and how should I position myself in a way that I can start staying here in Sea Point, full time? Can I create content? Can I work on books? How can I fit myself? Because I'm already lived the life around here, Rosebank, Sandton, and I want to move to another different space, like maybe being in Cape Town, next to the ocean, next to Table Mountain, because it heals me. I feel good. And already in my head, I'm thinking about countries where it's always cold, like Iceland, Finland, you know. I'm thinking about those
You
places.
just want.
You sing?
You're a coconut, okay? People think I'm a coconut. I think you're a coconut as well. And look, I'm grateful for the journey of a shelter, honestly, because I was able to afford myself a life of giving to a shelter before I moved into a shelter. And then I had to readjust what it meant for me to be on the receiving end. And it became easier because when I was doing my charity work, it was 100% out of generosity. It was not that I wanted to feel big or look a certain way, and I never really took pictures of anything. I had already adopted children from different shelters in Soweto. I was doing okay
Hmm.
silently. And then being in a shelter humbled me enough to understand what it is for me to be the one that's inside the shelter, and having people come in every day to give, and sometimes they look at you like you are at the zoo, others look at you with shame, man. And that experience alone, it was priceless. But above all, I'm just so grateful that I was granted the opportunity to see what it's like to be on the outside, to be on the inside, to be an orphan, and to be the one that now has adopted children, even because, listen, when I had lost my child after the burial, realizing the only relative I had on the burial day was my son. Um, the support structure was that the people from the shelter.
Yeah.
Till today, I feel like wow, God has a plan.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like I needed my mother. I didn't feel like, why did it happen to me? Even the healing process, it was priceless because there was a lot of children there. So having lost Melchizedek felt like a game. I was like, okay, so God took one and gave me
Yeah.
55. Like,
Yeah.
this is a lot of children. And every time I would walk up, they would be like, Mama. Even now, I still talk to most of the teens there. And instead of moaning and grieving, I was able to do yoga. I was able to work out. I was able to create programs just to say thank you for what they've done for me, because I didn't go in with nothing. I went in already having my business already established in a way, but life took a turn, and then I had to pause. So I started a dance project. I used to dance with the kids. I used to teach them dance.
Hmm.
And was my healing process.
Yes.
All of that was resistance. All of that was patience. All of that was grace, mercy, wonders, um, favor even.
Yeah.
I used to wake up in the morning and open my door. Guess what? There's flowers for me.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
guys, I had the best life at the shelter. I could do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just grateful that I had that experience, and now I know when I having a facility for anyone, regardless of it being orphans or GBV people or people that struggle with mental health or whatever that
and
would attract me
and
I'm
when
gonna start a shelter for. I will know what exactly to do and how exactly to operate it. I will know even the people that I need to have involved in my shelter so I do the right thing.
yeah,
Because really, I learned so much without being made aware that I was there to learn and I was being taken care of. When they say the ravens will feed you, the ravens will feed you.
they will feed you. Yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, I mean, I, you know, I'm going back to those ladies because you remember we have a section of ladies and section of men. How they used to call me sometimes, ke kopa o ncheckele dinomoro tsa lotho, ke kopa o nthuse ka phone, ke kopa o ntirele this and that. And when you sit down with them, their stories, man. And you know, that made me see that, you know what, I'm a storyteller. And this writing books type of a thing and movies is just in me. God will make you walk into spaces whereby you are going to meet people. You are going to, and those people will open up and start talking to me. Until this day, Baba ngata, ngwanaka, ngwanaka. Even if when I'm at Bruce Bank and she see me passing, she will call me, come. I need you to help me with the deposit. I need you to help me with this. Because there was also those women who are helping with cooking. The way you treat people, people will never forget you. Even if when they meet you at the mall, they still look at you like my son, you know, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And
Yes, I did all of that. I used to volunteer doing everything.
yeah.
You know, the mothers, because the shelter was meant for mothers and kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I loved my makeup a lot then because I've got a birthmark on my face, right?
Okay.
And it looks like I've been beat up or something.
Okay.
So I used to like hiding it because I didn't like the questions that came with that, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm there because of GBV, but my face is not like this because of my GBV,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's not like that. I was born like this. So with that being said, I always used to look like I was going on a date or I'm going outside to do something nice or something.
Yeah.
So they always felt like, this one, she doesn't belong to the shelter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then one, she's not here because she really deserves to be here. She must go. She can afford makeup. She must go.
She must go. Yeah. Yeah.
But I was so humble. I'm so grateful for my character. And I'm only realizing this now as I'm speaking to you to say, as much as I never looked like what people would expect a person to look like being in a shelter, I made sure that I had the best time of my life. I remember in 2022, I cooked for 400 kids by myself.
Do you see time there also? Oh, it's 22, 22. Yeah, okay. When you say 2022, I see, okay, yeah, 22, 22. Yes.
So I cooked for 400 kids.
You use, okay.
I had a great relationship with the kitchen manager. I had a great relationship with the owner of the shelter. I had a great relationship with the lady at the laundry. Guys, I had favor everywhere. Like, I was loved by all the kids. Obviously, with the others here and there, we will have differences because others are like, oh, yes, Jen. She thinks she's this. But yeah, that's just, normal beef on a normal day.
It's, yeah.
We'll come back to say, no, please help with 789. But I did everything with diligence. I did everything with obedience. I was never above anyone. Regardless of how others perceived me, I was always humble. And guys, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for that experience.
And for you being in that space to where you are right now, whereby you can give back to people, you can help people to heal. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and it's one thing that, as I'm working on things that I'm working on, I do believe that there will be moments or days or times whereby I will go back to shelters, and give back to shelters, because of I understand exactly what the brothers are dealing with, because I was once there, and God doesn't take you to these places for nothing. There is a reason. You are learning something, you are taking something with you. Or and for me to be next to John, the white dude who was struggling, also taught me a lot, because of we got very close, and he liked me a lot, simply because of I was not judging him. Others, they didn't want to be closer to him because of the things that he see at night, because he was dealing with a lot, and there was so much in him which he needed to heal from. But I was just that guy, man. I was just that guy. I was next to him, and he would sleep. But one thing that I learned from the gentleman was very disciplined. He go to sleep earlier than anybody, earlier than us, and he's the first to wake up. Very, very, very disciplined. When you wake up, already his bed is done, nice, and he still have that military. And I was looking at, he respect time. Where he's waking, before we come and do the car guard thing, he was already there, cleaned the entire place, everything is fine. They gave him tea and everything, and he's happy he can go wherever he's going. And also the experience at his people, it was just amazing. I got there, they welcomed me with open arms, and you know, the feeling of being seen as a person is just
Yeah.
priceless.
Yes.
It's priceless. You go there, the brother come this side, they're talking to me, and it was just awesome, man. And I remember people who were doing well, when they were looking at me, they were not looking at me like I'm not. They were looking at me like, look, we see who you are, like the potential in me. It was beautiful. At some point, I remember when they were watching me with cameras, because I was outside, and they said to that gentleman, you must bring him in. So I was inside the church while the church service is going on. When people are praying this and that, we need one person who will be standing there just to check, because other people, they just go to church to do some, just to put an eye. And that alone, it made me feel like, oh my God. And the other gentleman came and stood next to me, and he was like saying, you deserve to get a job, man. You must get a job. You're a great guy. We've been watching you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Speak with so and so, the gentleman who is taking care of that church, and so that he can get you a job here. And that time I didn't have qualification as a security officer. They were like saying, at least you can be a security officer here. We have a guy who is working as a security officer. This guy is taking home so much. And I was like, oh my God. But the way they were talking to me and the way they were presenting, the opportunities, I remember I was signing to join the other team. But God is great. And I remember I got a job while I was there, because I think I was there for about 4 weeks, maybe less than a month, maybe 3 weeks. And I got a job at the company that I'm working for. And also I got a job because of guys who were always going to shelter with me. They were also talking. They said, they need 3 people at the company. There were 2 guys, and I was the 3rd guy, and I got a job. And those guys that I got a job with, they are not working. They didn't last for a year. Then I've been there.
Important.
Yeah?
Numbers are important as well on this journey of spirituality.
Numbers are important. Numbers are important. And in that way, I remember when somebody told me that, man, they've been looking for you at the church. They've been looking for you. There is opportunity. Already I got a job. Because now I told them I cannot keep on working only on weekends while I have a full-time job where I can work, every day. And because of that discipline that I got from John, it made me work every day, because my off days were Monday and Tuesday. Every weekend I was at work. And that discipline worked. And that's the reason why today we are where we are. Simply because I've always been, that guy who always believe. If you're disciplined, you're reducing 50% of your mistakes. Once you just disciplined, half of your flaws are already taken care of because of your discipline. You know that I'm going to start with this time, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you make sure that you execute. And sometimes, even if you don't achieve your things, the time you said you want to achieve them, it's all fine. Take it easy, extend time, then you will achieve it in, that's what it
You
is.
just
The
I
pro
used to wake up so early. Like, I used to wake up early, take my bath. I would go for breakfast. Breakfast would be at 7.
Yeah.
But because during the week, kids go to school, breakfast would happen from 6. So sometimes I'm helping out in the kitchen. I have to be out of my cottage at 5:45.
Okay.
And not only will we make the breakfast and dish up, so I would, this woman, the manager of the kitchen, she loves me so much. We're still in contact even now. To put me in charge of the dishing up because I knew how to give everyone like a proper portion.
Okay.
And listen, I can cook, ne? So she was excited that I get there, I cook. First of all, when I get there, I'm already dressed for the occasion. I have my own apron.
Okay. Okay. That's important.
I would be wearing, some boots that were a bit steepy, so I wouldn't be tired. I would work from morning until evening, and I would be doing dishes. I would cook, dish up, do dishes.
Ooh.
So imagine me just doing that. For others, it looked like, yo, this girl, Kislaela, but my makeup would be on point.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, Bona, I would just feel like a star. Every
Yeah.
day I would just wake up to feel like a star, And they never understood why I was doing it, because when they were on duty or if they had to do dishes or whatever, they had to have somebody follow them around and, be threatening them and telling them about punishments and all of that. With me, it was never about that. I used to do more than I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
If the dining had to be swept and I'm there and they're arguing, I would just take the broom and sweep. Then the argument is gone. Go do, like, I just kept on being active, and before you know it, I was blessed to move out. And then after moving out, I fell pregnant again. I spoke to the owner. She said, listen, you can't stay by yourself. Pregnant, come back.
Okay.
I went back. I was taken care of with my son, and I didn't even have to worry about nappies at any point or milk or clothes.
Yeah. Okay. Because of those stores, they do.
So you see, sometimes when you do what you're supposed to do, obedience, guys,
Yeah.
obedience.
Yeah.
Obedience. Just do what you're supposed to do without looking at the result of what you get back. Just do it with the open heart.
Yeah.
And God
will reward you. God will reward you.
Oh, Zechariah,
Yeah.
my head is pounding now.
I know.
It's 32.
Yeah, we did 2 hours and a half of talking.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for this. This is awesome. This is awesome. I mean, we don't get, chances or times like this whereby we can sit down and we start talking. And I didn't know that
To chat more.
we need to
You
chat
and
more.
I feel like you lived a life I lived in a way,
Yeah.
and there's so much to learn from each other.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. You mentioned something. You said I'm a coconut. I have that in me, whereby I just don't know, but it's just. But I still love being an African, though. I am deep into it, and I understand the beauty of who we are.
The coconut I'm talking about now, it's the actual coconut. Not the description that people give to say you are brown on the outside and white on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Narratively, we can say that, to say you've got white elements inside of you because there's things that there's places that you've been to, there's there's exposure that you were exposed to that only people that are associated with white people would know, right? For instance, Shelters, Rosebank, Saxon World, Senton. You can only somewhat, as a child, okhulele ekasi noma obuya ekasi, know those things if mhlawumbe your mother was a kitchen girl or your grandmother was a kitchen girl. Then you get exposed a little bit with the life from the north kind of vibe, right?
Yes.
And then there's the coconut, which is you look like a normal somebody outside, but inside of you, there's so much purity, there's so much whiteness, there's so much food and water. So when you crack a coconut outside,
I get it.
right?
I get it.
Water that you get, the coconut water, guys, that water can quench your thirst when you are thirsty.
Yeah.
Just like the water at the well, I get. And then the whiteness of it, not only is it white and pure, you can also produce oil from it. You can also produce coconut flakes from it. And it's used for many different health benefits. So when I talk about a coconut, yeah, we can talk about it in a silly manner.
Yeah.
And then we come back and become serious about it to say spiritually. So on the outside, it doesn't look so appealing.
Yeah.
On the outside, it doesn't look so edible. You don't think there's food.
There, you don't, until you sit down, you crack it.
Until you crack it open.
You're like, oh my God, I didn't know.
So yeah, there's more. There's more. Hey, there's more. There's a lot of food.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of food. There's a lot of essence. I'm so grateful for you. I feel so abundant just having this talk with you. I don't know what the heavens have planned, but I know that where two or more are gathered, definitely the deployment
Yeah.
and the fact that he himself comes down,
Yeah.
it's bigger than what we think is happening here. So
And what we just did, what we just had for this 2 hour and a half, it's so important and so beautiful in a way that there are so many people who are still going to learn about, healing, about trauma, about shelter, about, spirituality, about yoga, about, hiking and all this type of stuff. And they will also understand that there is always a story behind. Sometimes we see a person and we don't even know what the person dealt with. We don't even know, the things that people has to go through so that they become who they are. People see you now doing this, oh, Khotman, bruh. There have been moments whereby I was from here and I moved to this, and these are the reasons, and this is how I moved from point A to point B. Because right now we have a problem of people are not that authentic and they cannot share simply because of once they start telling you, certain stuff will be exposed because they know how they got there.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, that's true.
oh, can I not say anything because we won't stop?
It's been an awesome one. We will do it again sometime. We will do it again.
Yo, the journey of a healer.
Yeah.
I think you must document me and you must write a book about me. I'll just sit and tell you my walk of life.
That will be awesome. I'll be honored.
And I think my son and I look alike. Like my son is literally a duplicate. If
Okay.
we do a documentary, I would rather have him play me as the younger version of me. I just thought about it now. It's just so priceless.
No,
Thank you.
we can do it. It crossed my mind when we were with Adam Rocks. When Adam Rocks was also mentioning that she dealt with 123, because he mentioned a bit in the other life, and it came back, and I'm like, oh my God, what we are having here is so beautiful. And we're having a beautiful, beautiful moment, because it was me, you, Adam Rocks, and we are talking, and we were about to tap into GBV. I'm like, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? The three. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, we will work. We will work.
It's lovely. I'm grateful for crossing paths with you. From where we met and where we are now, I do believe that there's a greater, higher purpose of us being now. Yo, from the bottom of my heart, I love you so much.
Thank you so much.
I love you so much, because the realization and there's relevance, number one, and then there's revelation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to see where the revolution is going to start.
Yeah.
People are looking for answers, and answers don't come the way we expect them to. So this moment for me is an encounter.
Yeah. And it's a
So
beautiful.
when I say I love you, it is not an emotion. It is not just a saying. It is beyond this life alone. Because let me tell you, there's a reason for everything to happen the way it happens under this realm that we find ourselves.
Yeah, there is a reason.
I'm humbled, very, very humbled, for taking your time out to come and sit on that chair for this long, chatting with me, blabbing about yoga and hikes and GPV and all this, and yay! Thank you.
It's a blessing. Thank you so much.
And I'm doing a live with my camera on, which I hardly do.
No, it's beautiful. I know you hardly do. I know you hardly do. You saying?
People know that. You see that avatar, that one with hair. That's all they know. That Popeye.
Yes, yeah.
People don't know my face.
That's true. Unless if you go through and you start watching when you are doing yoga at the park and yoga in the studio, yes. Yeah. Oh,
Thank you.
my beautiful sister. In my home language, I appreciate this a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have yourself a great night.
Definitely sure. We will talk again. Obviously, maybe tomorrow it will be KG there. We don't know who will be hosting, but you know, I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, my princess.
All right. Okay.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everyone. All right.
Bye.
Okay, it's been a great one, guys. I have. All right. Today it doesn't by the name, but I appreciate the love and the support. It's been a long one. I am going to upload this one also on YouTube. 161 minutes. Thank you so much. We will do it again. Thank you. Let me end the live. It's been a great one.